We are staying the night at a harvest host, and it's Trinity Gardens, and it's a lavender farm, and it's everything I wanted it to be.
Oh! Hey!
That lives to me! Can we go?
After Glacier, we went to Spokane, Washington, and we really were exhausted from being in Glacier and hiking and staying up too late, and we just needed some down days.
Yeah, I don't think the time change helps.
And the time change. So we were just kind of like wiped. So we stayed outside of Spokane. We were at Liberty State Park, which was a pretty normal standard park. So we didn't do a whole lot in Spokane. I would like to go back and explore it more. You had done research and found there was a really cool park that we could have gone to.
Yeah, there was a couple parks and a couple of things that we could have went to see, but we didn't.
Yeah. So after Spokane, we went to Moses Lake, and we stayed at our official first Fairground.
Welcome to Grant County Fairgrounds. So this is one of our major stops in Washington. It was kind of like in between point between Spokane and Leavenworth. Just hang out a couple days, get work done, and just get kind of some stuff done. But it was probably one of the best spots that we've had coming up this way. It's green, it's lush. Even though they've had all their stuff canceled this year, the staff was extra friendly. There's a great little restaurant, or they call it Top Gun Concessions, to get some food at. You got to try their maple bars. We tried them several times and they were delicious. But just the kids have the run of the fairgrounds. There's barns, there's open area, and there's a ton of camping. Full and electric only, and water.
We are in Washington. We have been, and we are going to go check out Dry Falls State Park. It was recommended to us from the host at the fairgrounds that we're staying at, and it's a doozy outside. It's hot. So yesterday was 108. Today it said it's supposed to be 106. So pretty toasty. True form, we were going out during the hottest part of the day.
Welcome to
George Washington.
That's George, Washington.
So we just left the fairgrounds in Moses Lake, and we are staying the night at a harvest host, and it's Trinity Gardens, and it's a lavender farm, and it's everything I wanted it to be. It's peaceful. We are the only camper as of right now.
Yeah.
And they actually have spots. Not all harvest hosts have like dedicated spots for you to go into. Still, it's boondocking, so we don't have like power or electric, but it is so beautiful, and the smell is amazing.
I don't even know why I'm part of this video. I got the solar to work.
Yeah, well, that was a big thing, right? Like, so we knew we were going to be boondocking. We got rid of our generator before this loop, and we added solar. So we have 2 solar panels and then 2 batteries.
We got 2 gel batteries, which I really want lithium, if anyone's got some.
Partnership.
But we were having a little issue with them charging batteries because one of the cords came out of the charging unit, the charge controller. So we don't know how long that has been, but I had to jump the batteries last night while we were hooked up to land power to get them charged enough that the solar could take over. By the time we got to the Lavender Farm though, we were at 100%.
100%. So we're heading towards Leavenworth for this next leg, and we have a surprise for the kids. We're gonna go tubing on the Wenatchee River. We are going to enjoy the rest of our evening here and get some really beautiful sunset shots, and it should be a good, it'll be a good night.
It will be.
Alright, so we are at the Wenatchee River, and we are going to do, we're going to float down the river in tubes. So we just got dropped off, and they said it should be about an hour, hour and a half float, and this was a surprise to the kids, so they're really looking forward to it. So we'll bring you along and in the fun.
How's it going, kids? We're fine.
Leavenworth.
Pretty good.
It was really fun.
Good float. Kids, what do you think about the float?
I want to go over it again. And I want to go to the skate park.
And to the skate park, yeah. So we did an hour tube ride down on the Wenatchee River, which was really fun, and then we got some dinner at a
restaurant.
At a restaurant.
I don't remember the name of it already.
I think it's like official like German food.
Going to Germany.
So we're headed back to our campsite to call it a night, and yeah, Leavenworth was really fun. We didn't get to spend a whole bunch of time walking around. A lot of the shops were closing pretty early, but we still enjoyed it. Got the flavor of what it normally is.
Yep.
So,
Pretty buildings though.
very beautiful buildings. So from Kashmir, we stayed just a few nights, and then we went over to Hood Park, which is in Burbank, Washington.
Yeah.
And we stayed there a few days, and it was our first Army Corps of Engineers campground. And so this state park is right on the Snake River. Yeah. Well, and we took the kayak out and the paddleboard out.
And the paddleboard out.
So we're in our inflatable kayak, and it's pretty fun, pretty relaxing. We're on the Snake River, just hanging out. Daddy and Addie are on the paddleboard.
Addie living the hard life.
Right? So we're just taking the day. It's Saturday, and just gonna float around, hang out for a little bit, and have a good last day in Washington. Yeah. All right, taking a break. Oh, look at that seaweed.
Addie, you want some?
So this is Entree Island that we made from our entry. We made it all the way from over there by the bridge. So we made it over here.
Now we gotta go back.
And Strawberry Island's where?
You keep on going. I'm not going.
We're not going.
Without getting me wet. Good. Keep them low.
Oh. So how was your first time paddleboarding and canoeing?
Oh, great, since we've had them for a while. Well, we've had the paddleboard for how long?
2.5 years.
That's the first time I've been on it. the canoe or kayak or
The
whatever
kayak.
we call
Yeah,
it.
kayaks.
It was the first time, and we've only had that for like 2 months.
Yeah, well, and it's the second time we brought him out.
Yeah.
So.
So we're trying to get him out more. It's good exercise. Shoulder's a little worked from just paddling.
Right.
But not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, and I actually enjoy the kayak more. It's more stable, and it's a two-person one, so it's a little bit bigger, and I can just get that thing moving faster than I can the paddleboard.
Yeah. Well, and with the kayak, you have the 2 oars.
Right.
The single with the double on it, and the paddleboard, you only have the 1, so you got to go side to side.
Yeah,
side
but
to
we
side.
can.
We can,
have
but
it with
we
the
didn't.
seat and stuff, but we didn't do it.
We didn't do it. Maybe next time we actually try it with the seat and the
Yeah, so it's more.
that, and we'll see it is, and if not, then maybe it's the idea to find a new home.
We were so shocked by how many tent people were at that state campground.
Well, even like Washington,
Yeah.
all in a whole, there was a ton more like tent campers,
Yeah.
or not tent, people camping in a tent, I should say.
Right, it was impressive. And I think so our time in Washington was really on the western slide. So we didn't cross and go towards Seattle or the coastal side.
No.
We only had time to really do the eastern part of it. And we were shocked by how much agriculture there is.
Yes.
They have
They got
apples.
Washington apples.
Washington, yeah, but there's more than apples. It's like cherries and
Oh, yeah,
the
they had
sweet
it.
onions.
Yeah,
And
Walla Walla, sweet onions. Interesting. It would be fun to go back up the coastline,
I definitely
which
wanna
is
go
kind of
coast.
planned. But we got to get some things squared away first
Right,
before we can get back up there.
do that,
Because
yeah.
we're headed back towards Colorado.
Right, we're on our downward swing to get back to Colorado for your work.
Yeah, for work.
So we are actually going to head to Oregon just for a few days, and then we're going to go into Idaho. So we'll pick you guys back up when we get into Idaho and do some exploring there. So if you have any recommendations of places to visit when we go back to Washington, put those below. We'd love to add them to our list because I know there's a bunch we missed.
Yes.
So with that, we'll leave you and we'll catch with you next time.
So, we made it to Germany.
Just kidding. Where are you swimming? Lake Chelan.